Humans are defined by a profound paradox. We possess an unparalleled capacity for complex altruism and global cooperation, yet we remain historically driven toward the massive, coordinated destruction of our own kind. Analyzing the mechanics of conflict requires viewing the human being as a biological machine, a system running outdated ancestral hardware and highly vulnerable psychological software. Our capacity for war is rooted in the evolutionary architecture of the species. Lethal intergroup violence functioned as a severe selective pressure throughout hominid evolution, shaping the cognitive mechanisms that govern our modern social behavior. In ancestral environments, annihilating a rival group ensured tribal survival. Victors secured territory, essential resources, and reproductive access, making aggressive coalitional behavior an effective evolutionary strategy rather than a moral choice. This drive toward warfare is a deeply ingrained feature of our baseline operating system. It emerged from the biological necessity of protecting the in-group at the direct expense of outsiders. Today, we face a systemic failure known as evolutionary mismatch. This graph illustrates the friction. While human biological evolution has remained static for millennia, the scale and complexity of our societal environment has spiked exponentially. Our cognitive algorithms remain optimized for the social dynamics of small foraging bands. We share these patterns with our closest genetic relatives, who utilize coordinated violence to expand territory and defend the group. We have applied these ancient tribal instincts for outgroup destruction to massive state-level organizations. These entities are now equipped with global industrial capacity and the power of the atom. Our species is currently navigating a nuclear-armed global landscape using the cognitive architecture of a prehistoric tribe. Beyond the physical hardware lies the operational layer, our psychological software. This system is burdened by a unique, paralyzing awareness of our own inevitable mortality. To manage this existential fear, humans utilize terror management theory, a psychological defense mechanism designed to buffer the anxiety of death. We construct interlocking cultural worldviews, religions, nations, and ideologies. These act as anxiety buffers, providing meaning, structure, and the promise of immortality. A challenge from a foreign outgroup threatens these psychological barriers. The human mind processes this as an existential threat, triggering a hostile defensive reaction. War functions as a massive psychological defense mechanism. It is a method used to violently validate a threatened reality and suppress the underlying insecurity of the human condition. The system's vulnerabilities are most dangerous when exploited by a specific type of malware, the psychological profile of leaders with the power to initiate conflict. Militarism and the initiation of war correlate strongly with the Dark Triad of personality traits: Narcissism, Psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Leaders exhibiting high levels of narcissism often possess a God complex. They interpret diplomatic friction as a direct, intolerable insult to their fragile egos, rather than a strategic challenge, leading to pride-driven escalations. Psychopathy provides the emotional coldness and lack of empathy required to bypass standard moral restraints. This allows for the execution of high-casualty warfare without the weight of personal guilt. Through Machiavellianism, these leaders manipulate public sentiment and orchestrate deceit. They weaponize the population's existential anxiety to deepen polarization and maintain their hold on power. Sociopathic leadership systematically hacks the masses, weaponizing ancient survival fears for elite gain. War represents the physical, catastrophic manifestation of ancient evolutionary hardware crashing against corrupted psychological software. In the modern era, this flawed human operating system is increasingly exposed to technologies that amplify fear and accelerate the speed of destruction. Modern synthetic media and disinformation act as massive cognitive disruptors. They bypass rationality, triggering the ancestral panic that leads to rapid, unthinking escalation. Breaking this cycle requires an active recognition of our own psychological fallibility. We must understand how easily our insecurities and our fear of death can be leveraged by manufactured threats. Until we learn to patch the glitch in our own nature and strip power from those who exploit it, our species remains one keystroke away from a civilization-ending system failure.